Before specialized protective clothing, workers relied on ordinary garments, cotton shirts, trousers, aprons, and whatever else could survive the job. But industrial work changed the problem. Machines became larger, engines became more complex, factories expanded, and petroleum-based fluids became part of everyday industrial life. Oil, grease, fuel, lubricants, and hydraulic fluids could quickly turn ordinary clothing into a filthy, damaged mess. The solution was simple in concept. Build one garment around the worker, the coverall, instead of separate shirt and trousers. One continuous layer provided broader coverage. It protected the clothing underneath, reduced exposed gaps, and created a practical surface that could be cleaned or replaced. As mechanical industries expanded during the 20th century, coveralls became increasingly associated with industrial work. Automotive mechanics, factory workers, railway employees, aircraft technicians, oilfield workers, and maintenance crews all needed garments capable of surviving demanding environments. But ordinary fabric had limitations. Oil can penetrate fibers, grease can spread through clothing, some petroleum-based fluids can weaken or stain certain materials, and repeated exposure can make fabrics difficult to clean. This created demand for more specialized textiles. The first line of defense was fabric construction. Tightly woven materials reduce the ability of liquids and contaminants to penetrate quickly. Cotton became a major workwear material because it is comfortable, relatively durable, and easy to sew. But untreated cotton is not inherently oil-resistant. That is where textile finishing enters the story. Manufacturers can apply treatments that modify how fluids interact with the surface. Instead of immediately soaking into the fibers, the liquid can remain on the surface longer. This provides additional time for cleaning and reduces penetration. Modern materials can go further. Synthetic fibers such as polyester and specialized blends can provide improved resistance to oils, abrasion, and repeated industrial washing. Some garments use coatings or engineered finishes. Others rely on carefully selected fiber structures. The goal is not simply to make the fabric tough. It is to make the entire garment perform reliably. Construction therefore matters. A coverall contains many seams, shoulders, sleeves, torso, waist, hips, legs, and pockets. Every seam is a potential weak point. Industrial garments therefore use strong stitching and reinforced stress areas. Knees may receive additional material. Elbows can be reinforced. Pocket openings need durable construction. And closures must survive repeated opening and closing. The zipper became particularly useful. It allows workers to put the garment on quickly. It also creates a continuous front closure without requiring numerous buttons. Snaps can provide additional convenience. Elastic sections can improve fit. And adjustable cuffs can help keep sleeves secure. Pockets are another defining feature. Industrial workers need tools, pens, fasteners, small components, gloves, and countless other objects that somehow always disappear precisely when needed. Coveralls solve part of the problem by distributing storage around the body. Chest pockets, side pockets, back pockets, tool compartments, and specialized loops can all be integrated into the design. But protection must not eliminate movement. A mechanic may need to crouch. A technician may climb. A factory worker may reach overhead. A maintenance worker may kneel. The garment therefore requires carefully designed proportions. Too tight, and movement becomes difficult. Too loose, and the garment can interfere with machinery. Pattern engineering must balance both. Modern workwear designers can use articulated panels, gusseted sections, stretch fabrics, and ergonomic cuts to improve mobility. This is where protective clothing becomes engineering. The garment is no longer simply fabric sewn into a shape. It becomes equipment. Color also developed a practical role. Traditional industrial coveralls often appeared in dark blue, navy, gray, khaki, and other practical colors. These shades could hide dirt and stains better than lighter fabrics. High-visibility workwear introduced another requirement. In certain environments, workers need to be seen. Reflective strips, bright fluorescent colors, and specialized visibility panels can therefore become part of modern workwear systems. Not every oil-resistant coverall needs high visibility. The design depends on the working environment. A mechanic inside a workshop has different requirements from a worker operating near moving vehicles or heavy equipment. This is why protective clothing is increasingly specialized. Modern coveralls may be engineered for combinations of hazards: oil resistance, flame resistance, abrasion resistance, chemical exposure, static control, visibility, and thermal protection. But these properties should never be assumed simply because a garment is called oil-resistant. Specific protective performance depends on the fabric, finish, intended fluid, and relevant testing or certification. The modern coverall therefore represents a much more sophisticated system than its simple appearance suggests. Sustainability has also become part of workwear design. Industrial garments are washed repeatedly, sometimes aggressively. Durability therefore has environmental value. A garment that survives years of use does not need to be replaced as frequently. Manufacturers are also experimenting with recycled fibers, lower impact finishes, more efficient cutting, and repairable construction. Long service life remains one of the most effective sustainability strategies in workwear. The cultural image of the coverall has expanded beyond industry. It became associated with mechanics, engineers, pilots, scientists, technicians, and practical working culture. Fashion designers eventually adopted the silhouette. The one-piece construction became a visual symbol of utility. Pockets became decorative. Industrial zippers became design elements. And workwear-inspired fashion transformed functional clothing into a style category. But in the workplace, function remains the priority. An industrial coverall has to survive. It must withstand repeated movement, repeated washing, abrasion, dirt, oil, and long working days. The garment therefore exists at the intersection of textile science and human labor. Every fiber matters, every seam matters, every closure matters, every pocket has a purpose, and every reinforced section represents a potential failure point that designers have attempted to eliminate. Today, oil-resistant coveralls remain essential in many industrial environments. Automotive workshops, manufacturing facilities, energy operations, maintenance departments, transportation, and mechanical industries continue to rely on specialized protective workwear. The materials are more advanced, the construction is more precise, and the testing is more sophisticated. But the central concept has remained remarkably simple. Protect the worker, protect the clothing underneath, allow movement, and survive the job. The history of oil-resistant coveralls is therefore not really about fashion. It is about adaptation. As industry changed, clothing changed with it. As machines became more complex, textiles became more specialized. As hazards became better understood, protective garments became more precisely engineered. From basic cotton workwear to modern technical fabrics, the coverall has evolved from ordinary clothing into industrial equipment. A one-piece garment, built around a very practical idea. When the job gets messy, the clothing should be ready for it.